What's going on, everyone? It's Sly Tiger with Sly Tiger Survival. Right now you're looking through the ACSS Primary Arms 1-6 powered scope. And it's a pretty badass scope. So I got it installed, and you need to, if you get the PTR-91 GIR or PTR-91, make sure you have like AR-15 height scope rings. So I'm glad that I did, because when I put my EOTech, or I put a micro red dot, the TRS-25 on first, and I was like, shit, I'm surprised how high you need to have your optics. So an EOTech goes good, and the scopes, make sure you have some kind of high scope rings. So anyway, in real life, the front sight isn't that protrusive like it seems in the image right here, but badass reticle, and probably the most badass scope you can buy for the money. It's made in the same factory that the Vortex Strike Eagle or whatever Strike Eagle 1 is made at, but the reticle is really badass. The glass could be better, but for the price, this is the best scope I think I can get, and it actually seems like a bullet drop compensator that works. So and this is not like for ultra precise shooting. This is for you know, like, try to hit someone in the body as fast as you can, as far as you can, DMR style scope. And I like it because it's based on the kind of like the PSO scopes. So ACOG's adopting the reticle on some of their models, and I put in a request for the I think it's the TA-33 3-powered one. So eventually, if they make a 308 ACSS and 3-powered ACOG, I'm gonna get one, and hopefully they'll make a model that can have the RMR on top. That would be the perfect optic for this rifle, I think. Maybe a 4-power as well. But so yeah, this video is an update on a couple of my guns, the PTR-91 and the Glock 19. Now we'll start with the Glock 19. I put my Trigicon HD night sights or whatever on this, and pretty easy. I did use a metal punch, and it really didn't make any marks on there that weren't already there. I tried to do it right, and so yeah, got my Trigicon, in my opinion, is the best all around for all their optics. I think are fantastic. Now, my friend had a Super G-Wiz, I forgot which scope, it's a high-powered scope, on one of his rifles, and he had it so low, the eye relief was just ridiculous. So, it's because he didn't mount his optics right. I think it was on one of my videos, it was called like Scope Fail or something, but he on most of his weapons, I don't think he really knows how to mount optics very good. So he has a lot of money and doesn't really know what to do with it, I guess. But anyway, so I have an American Defense Recon scope mount. This is supposedly, like, you know, really good LaRue style quality. Some people like these better than LaRue, and I really like the scope mount. It's really easy to use. It loosens up by pressing in on the throw levers on the other side. Let me see if I could do this one-handed. And you just loosen the nut, because a lot of Picatinny rails aren't completely in spec. So magazines are still about $3 a pop on these rifles. I might get a few more this year before they skyrocket. I do have enough to where if they do go up in price, I won't sweat, because I have enough probably that I'll ever use for this rifle. Now the scope, the rear lens cover pops off. I do think it's the best scope for the price of about 269 bucks. The glass could be better. The reticle is what's badass. So now the PTR-91, I'm a big fan of these rifles. When people say they recoil really bad, I don't know what the hell they're talking about. Now the issue with adding optics to this kind of a rifle is this little notch right here. You have to have room to slap it down, or at least pull back and release, and so you can't have a super long ass optic up front. So I eventually want to maybe upgrade to an ACOG actually, and maybe put this scope on a Vepr. So butt stock, I actually do wish it was a little bit longer to get perfect eye relief with that. I may get a little pad, but now with body armor and stuff, the eye relief will be perfect, or with heavy clothing. So I can work with it either way. I like how easy it is to add slings to this rifle. I have some HK sling mounts, and they only really work with this kind of design, or else they'll open up. So other than that, the PTR-91 GIR is badass because it has the AK style paddle mag release, the metal trigger housing, and the AR-10 muzzle threads. This just has a birdcage style flash hider. I don't 100% care for it because in the bottom this will kick up dust, and if I was trying to be a sneaky super sniper, it would give away my position if I did not have something on the ground if I was laying in prone. So I'd need to have a mat or something. Let's see, the rails are on perfectly straight. The one con I could say about this rifle, besides the optics issue, which isn't really an issue. I mean, this kind of rifle, you know, isn't really a 300 Winchester Magnum bolt action rifle, so you really don't need super magnified optics. One issue was just the disassembly. Now, disassembling this was tricky if you've never done it before. The bolt was pretty complicated if you've never done it before and don't have anyone that can show you in person. So watching the YouTube videos, it was one of those times where you actually have to pause it to see exactly what the hell they're talking about. So I did get it figured out, and I like it. I would get another one. I was thinking about maybe the 308 Ace Galil that wasn't imported yet. They missed their deadline. The Scar, but because I'm a cheap bastard, I think this fits the bill, you know. Now reloading will be tricky, but that's it. Just disassembly and reloading. Cleaning can kind of be hard because there's some parts that are really deep in there, but it shouldn't be an issue. You know, this is like an AK meets DMR. Like, it's, you know, it's kind of a beast, and it's not for shemales. This thing is, next to the AK, this is one of the most violent extracting, very reliable type rifle. So I'm gonna actually take it out and try to get some good groups. It's just been so hot to where I really can't shoot that long out in the desert, and so since it's cooling down drastically here in the southern New Mexico, West Texas area, I'm actually gonna try some nice precision shooting. So this rifle, I'm not trying to get, well, yes, I'm gonna try to get the tightest groups I can, but the point of this rifle is to get, body shots out to 800 meters max, but mostly around 300 to 600. This is what I'd call a DMR. So the upgrades I plan on doing is I'm gonna get some of those Magpul rail sections. A bipod is the first thing that it needs. Maybe a little vertical foregrip, and I'd like one of those vertical foregrips that have the laser rangefinders. That would be badass. I never got one in the Army, and the unit that replaced me one time had all those on their rifles. But definitely a bipod, and I'd eventually like to upgrade to an ACOG just to lighten up the weight, and I think just an ACOG would be perfect for this kind of a DMR. So very happy with the rifle. Don't know shit about them, but definitely worth the money. It's the best 308 to get into, I think, for the price. So thanks for watching, and take care.